An October non-conference matchup of two top 20 teams tonight from Homewood Field. Hello, everybody. Welcome to HopTV and welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, where tonight the 17th-ranked Blue Jays of Johns Hopkins host the 10th-ranked Captains out of Christopher Newport in an October non-conference matchup that'll have some serious implications on NCAA tournament bursts. Both of these teams with their sights set on the postseason, and a win today for both sides will do wonders for their resume come November. Hello, everybody. Matt Lawrence with you tonight on HopTV for the Blue Jays and Captains live from Homewood Field, a makeup from an earlier regular seasonally scheduled game that got pushed back because of Hurricane Florence. Christopher Newport coming up from Virginia. That game got pushed back, and we're making it up today here on a Monday afternoon from Homewood Field. As we get started, the Blue Jays in their home blue uniforms with the black trim and white lettering. They're attacking right to left as you see it on your screen. Christopher Newport in the black tops with the dark blue numbering and white trim attacking left to right. Couple new faces in the Blue Jays starting lineup today. Maddie Brown-Shear getting the start along with Bailey Schwab, two freshman midfielders, each getting the start for Jane Wells. And head coach is Jane Wells' birthday here today. We got an interesting stat earlier that Jane Wells, in her career as a head coach, 2 wins to 3 losses in the 5 games that she's played on her birthday in the past, looking to even that record up at 500 as the Blue Jays taking on the Captains here tonight. Rounding out the starting lineups for Johns Hopkins, Michaela Corvey up front along with Izzy Thompson. Maddie Brown-Shear is joined by Seema Sudgeon and Katie Mackerline at the midfield, along with Abby Burke, Grace Hillman, the senior captain for the Blue Jays, and then the defensive back 3, Bailey Schwab, getting the start today, flanked by Sarah Mattias to her left, and Sophie Kim, the junior defender from Lansdale, Pennsylvania, playing in the right back spot. Inside is Brown-Shear, centers it for Burke, and saved away there by Olivia Davis, the goalkeeper for Christopher Newport. CNU starting lineups. At forward, they'll have Courtney Feist along with Ariana Samuel. Midfielders are Courtney Green, Rachel Cook, and Bailey Miller. And then the back line of Izzy Diz, Nyla Lewis, Britton Muir, and Rachel Allshouse starting at forward for CNU. A rare Monday night game for Johns Hopkins. Blue Jays coming in 12-1 on the regular season, 7-0 in conference play, but a tough finish to the season as they have 4 games remaining, including tonight. All 4 of those teams with winning records, 3 of which currently ranked in the top 25. Non-conference season finale for the Blue Jays here today. They'll return home on Saturday when they face Ursinus, a big one from Homewood Field. The Blue Jays, Ursinus, and Franklin and Marshall, all with their vision set on taking home the Centennial regular season crown, all with an opportunity to host Centennial Conference tournament action. Blue Jays looking to host the conference tournament for the 2nd consecutive season. As is Hillman at midfield, shadowed there by Ariana Samuel. It's up to Brown-Shear, who finds Burke down the center of the field. Centers one, and a whistle goes against the Blue Jays. It'll give possession to Christopher Newport. CNU coming off a pair of losses over the weekend They dropped to York 2-1 in overtime. It was York scoring on a penalty stroke with 4.5 minutes remaining in overtime to win 2-1. That comes off a 2-0 defeat, the second-ranked Messiah. Captain's one of the best defensive teams in D3 field hockey. They've surrendered just 9 goals on the season. Good for 10th best in the country. Jody Barris, Blue Jay goalkeeper, lets this one pass her out of bounds over the end line, but CNU will regain control outside of the 25-yard line. We've played 5 minutes so far at home Woodfield. Blue Jays and Captains tied at 0. We thank everybody for tuning in tonight on HopTV. Believe it or not, folks, already midway through the month of October. After today, the Blue Jays with just 2 more home games remaining in the regular season. Seems like just yesterday we were getting started in this 2018 fall campaign, and just like that, you blink an eye, and we're almost in November. Whistle against CNU will give the ball back to Johns Hopkins. It'll be Bailey Schwab to restart the action for Johns Hopkins. 12-1 start to the year for the Blue Jays is their best start to a season since the 2008 team also started the year 12-1 through the first 13 games. Just the second 12-1 start in program history. Sudgen drops it back for Sophie Kim just inside of midfield. Now up to Grace Hillman, who was just named the Centennial Conference Defensive Player of the Week. Hillman finds Brown Shear just inside the arc. The backhanded shot goes to the wide to the right of Olivia Davis. And CNU will be awarded possession. Eight straight wins for Johns Hopkins after they knocked off Swarthmore 4-0 over the weekend. Their lone loss of the season came back on September 19th when it was Salisbury. Scored 3 goals in a matter of about 5 minutes to end the first half. It was good for a 3-1 win over Johns Hopkins. Since that point, the Blue Jays have reeled off 8 in a row and looking to make it 9 here tonight. Hillman whistled for the foul. Midfield with it is Bailey Miller, who drops it back for Britton Muir. This Johns Hopkins team loaded with freshman talent. Looking out there today, 4 freshmen in the starting lineup for the Blue Jays. Sarah Mattias and Bailey Schwab both starting in the defensive back line. Maddie Brown-Shear with the start at midfield. And actually, you can make it 5 freshmen today, as both Izzy Thompson and Abby Burke starting for head coach Jane Wells. Seeing you moving left to right on your screen. Attacking the goal in front of the Cordis Lacrosse Center. This is Izzy Thompson trying to run the ball down along the near sideline. Pass was just a tad strong, rolls out of bounds as Grace Hillman recovers on the restart. Nyla Lewis with it at midfield, knocked off of her stick there by Mackerline. Out of bounds to CNU. Maddie is juggling the ball up in the air off her stick, trying to clear it. But it's won there by Miller. Feist pass deflected off of a Johns Hopkins stick. So possession will be awarded to the captains. Nearly 10 minutes gone by in half number one. Sophie Kim places the ball on the sideline and awaiting the restart as the clock ticks under 25 minutes to play in the first half. Another whistle against the captains. CNU 8-3 on the regular season. 1-1 in the Capital Athletic Conference. Their second-ranked opponent of the season. I mentioned earlier one of their losses coming to second-ranked Messiah a week ago. This is Burke down the right sideline. Lost it out of bounds. We'll await. And possession awarded to Johns Hopkins. It'll be Grace Hillman to restart. Hillman's pass is batted down and cleared away. Mentioned the newcomers on this Johns Hopkins team. 31 of the team's 41 goals on the season coming by players that weren't a part of last year's roster. Of their top 5 point scorers on the year, Izzy Thompson, Abby Burke, Michaela Corvey, and Maddie Brown-Shear, all newcomers to the 2018 team. Katie Mackerline with 14 points on the year. The only one in the top 5 that was a part of last year's squad. This is Corvey chasing it down midfield, giving chase. And I didn't hear a whistle, but it looks like they're going to call Michaela Corvey for the trip. Avery Seward, another freshman, checks in for Bailey Schwab. This is Thompson, has it poked off of her stick, that time by Green. This is a CNU team that prides itself on its defense. Already with 6 shutouts on the year. They've only played 11 games and have 6 clean slates in those 11 matches. Whistle against the Blue Jays will give possession back to CNU at midfield. On a cloudy, overcast day here in Baltimore. Temperatures hovering right around 60 degrees. And now it's Hillman on the takeaway. Nice touch that time by Izzy Thompson to control the pass. This is Abby Burke with the takeaway. Just inside of midfield, Brown Shear will get tripped up by Green. And we're going to have our first penalty corner of the afternoon awarded to the Blue Jays. A very familiar position for this CNU team. Since last Sunday, they've already faced 39 penalty corners in the last 3 days. Inside is Brown Shear and a whistle against Johns Hopkins. So make that 40 penalty corners taken against this CNU defense in their last 3 games. And they've only allowed 2 goals on those 40 corners. Number 8, Angelica Florendo checks in for CNU as another penalty corner now awarded to Johns Hopkins. Burke gets it into Mackerline. A big swing. Knocked down there by Davis. And now the captain's trying to clear it away. Another whistle against the Blue Jays. This time it's Corvey inside looking for Brown Shear. And now on the restart, once again, it'll be Grace Hillman. Hillman was looking that time for Mackerline. Too strong out of bounds, and the Blue Jays will turn it over. Madison McGowan will check in for CNU, as Courtney Feist will head to the sideline. Again, the Blue Jays force a turnover. This time it's Burke. And taking off her stick there. Brown Shear recovers to take it away. Excuse me, that was Avery Seward. And stepping up is Seema Sudgeon. Hillman drops it in. And nobody there on the other end of that pass. The ball goes out of bounds. Back the other way now comes CNU. This one's centered inside. This shot deflected away by Sophie Kim. But a foul call goes against Johns Hopkins, setting up first penalty corner of the day for CNU. Comes into the top. Good job that time by Mackerline to clear it away. And now numbers the other way for the Blue Jays. It's McCorvey. Had Izzy Thompson down the left sideline, but a nice defensive recovery that time by the captains to clear it away. Rachel Alshouse looks to backhand this one. Sophie Kim steps in front of the pass, trying to keep it in bounds and can't, as it'll be taken outside the zone and possession awarded to CNU. Bailey Miller to put it back on the restart. Now it's Seward looking to clear it away. Intercepted that time, and now onto the stick with is Rachel Cook. Cook gets it there to Green as Brown Shear is able to recover and proceeds to turn it back over. A whistle against Johns Hopkins. As Abby Burke can't get to that one. Inside, deflected away there by Barris. Sudgen looks to get it away from danger, but picked up there by CNU. It's Nyla Lewis inside. Barris goes to the ground, knocks it away. Run down by Seward towards the end line and tossed out of bounds there. Corvey looks to run it down in midfield. Brown Shears there to take it away. Now it's Hillman. We've played just over 15 minutes from Homewood Field. We thank everybody for tuning in on this Monday afternoon. Here on HopTV, Blue Jays and Captains remain scoreless. Both teams with 4 shots on the day. Burke, Mackerline, Sarah Mattias, and Maddie Brown-Shear with the 4 shots for Johns Hopkins. 2 saves already by Olivia Davis, the goalkeeper for CNU. If you're just joining us, this is the makeup of the previously scheduled game that was rained out because of Hurricane Florence. A top 20 matchup tonight here from Homewood Field. Mattias is able to bat that one down, gets it onto the stick of Brown-Shear, and it's run down there by Abby Burke. Danica Berman into the game for the first time for Johns Hopkins. Megan Offel also at midfield awaiting the check-in. Grace Hillman gets a breather. Bailey Miller sends this one towards the Blue Jays zone, taken away by Katie Mackerline, but back with it is Nyla Lewis. Lewis's pass is too strong. Megan Offel will check in for Maddie Brown-Shear, and Elise Tran enters for Izzy Thompson. Blue Jays getting some fresh legs in to this one with 12:15 remaining in the first half. Few common opponents that both of these teams have played. They've both taken on Washington and Lee. The Blue Jays won that one 1-0 in the season opener here at home. Michaela Corvey goal in overtime lifted the Blue Jays to a 1-0 win. Christopher Newport went on the road to take on Washington and Lee back on September 22nd and fell 3-2. The most goals they had allowed in a game all season. Barris comes out of the net and kicks it away and clears it away from danger. It was Rachel Cook applying the pressure for CNU. Miller's pass is deflected away by Tran. And now Berman does a good job of dropping her stick and taking that pass away. Corvey on the quick restart, but the foul will go against Johns Hopkins. And a big time swing and a miss that time from Courtney Feist. And a whistle will give it back to the Blue Jays. 10:45 to play in half number one. Johns Hopkins and CNU all tied at 0. As Bailey Miller will put it back into play. And on the restart, 10:15 remaining in the first half. Blue Jays with a win today could really help their NCAA postseason resume. Game won't have any impact on their seeding within the conference, but a win over a top 10 team will do wonders for an already impressive NCAA tournament resume as they sit at 12-1, 7-0 in Centennial play. Looking for their second ranked win of the season. They'll have more opportunities to add to that. They'll take on Franklin and Marshall to end the season. F&M currently the 13th ranked team in the country. Remember last year, it was the Johns Hopkins, Franklin, and Marshall match that took place right here at Homewood Field that ultimately decided the regular season championship, and then a week later, the conference tournament championship. Another corner coming up now for the Blue Jays. Abby Burke heads over to the left side. It's Corvey Mackerline and Mattias left to right across the top. Mattias will drop it back for Mackerline. Rips one and finds the back of the net. Katie Mackerline beats Olivia Davis, and the Blue Jays go on top 1-0. Take another look. A beautifully designed play. As Katie Mackerline, her 6th goal of the season. And the Blue Jays jump on top 1-0. Sarah Mattias on the assist. And Jane Wells, I know one thing that she's been struggling with all season is how much they have struggled putting the ball in the back of the net on these penalty corners, and a great way to start tonight with their first goal of the afternoon. Tran inside. That's a 1-0 Johns Hopkins lead with 7:50 remaining in the first half. Inside it's Samuel. Samuel working there against Mattias. Barris comes out from her crease. And a corner is going to be awarded to CNU. Let's see if the captains can get it right back. Corner coming up for CNU. They get it into Cook. Cook has it knocked away that time by Abby Burke. And now a couple of whistles. And they'll award possession to CNU. 6:50 remaining in the first half. Blue Jays with a 1-0 lead thanks to a Katie Mackerline goal. Val Henderson will check in for Michaela Corvey. And now Seema Sudgeon enters for Katie Mackerline, the goal scorer for Johns Hopkins. This is what they like to do at the end of the first half. They like to bring in Val Henderson who's one of the fastest players on the team. Get some fresh legs in. And see if they can chip away and find another goal before the halftime break. This is Berman with Tran to her left. And Berman loses it out of bounds. Bailey Miller on the restart.
Entering for Christopher Newport, a freshman attacker from Newport News, Virginia, number 22, Sarah Kuhn.
This is Henderson. Slides it over to Berman. And a backhanded pass that time from Berman, too strong, looking for Henderson. This will be the 5th consecutive half that Johns Hopkins has not surrendered a goal if they can run off this remaining 5 minutes of the first half. Back-to-back shutouts for the Blue Jays. 7-0 win over McDaniel last Wednesday here at home. And then a 4-0 win on the road at Swarthmore on Saturday. This is Cook inside of midfield. Her pass intercepted there by Danica Berman. Berman to Tran. And loses it over the blue sideline. Remember, I know there's a lot of lines on this Homewood field. It's the blue lines that we're working with for field hockey. Maddie Brown-Shear checks back in for Megan Offel. Redirects that pass. It looked like she was looking to get it to Henderson. And now Tran takes it away. Again looking for Henderson. Can she get to the end line? She cannot. And it'll be CNU ball as the clock ticks under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Burke along the right sideline. Now shifts back inside, looking there for Henderson. And a foul call against the Blue Jays. 5 shots apiece for both Johns Hopkins and Christopher Newport. Blue Jays getting the goal at the 6.5-minute mark from Katie Mackerline. Izzy Thompson back in. As Jane Wells has a conversation with Val Henderson over here on the near sideline. It's Kim on the intercept. Berman runs it down, looking for Abby Burke. And again, the pass just a tad strong for the freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. Abby Burke, our player spotlight here today at Homewood Field. A new little feature that you can find in the programs at all of our sporting events. Abby Burke lists her favorite athlete as the great Serena Williams. Pre-game ritual includes a Gatorade and a granola bar. Foul call against Johns Hopkins. We'll give it back to CNU with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Johns Hopkins on top, 1-0. Non-conference season finale for Johns Hopkins. This is Seward. And taking off her stick there. Numbers the other way. It's a 4-on-3 opportunity for CNU. This is Althouse. Drops it back. Centered towards the Blue Jay net. It was Samuel giving chase and just skipped off her stick wide of Barris. And no harm done there for the Johns Hopkins. Blue Jays looking to run the remaining 60 seconds off of the first half clock.
1 minute remaining in the half.
And take a 1-0 lead into the halftime break. Sudgen pokes it away. And the pressure that time from Abby Burke, who's able to take it away. But picked back up by Courtney Green. Green has it taken away by Berman. With 30 seconds to play. Now the captains, they get it to Cook. Cook giving chase there with Hillman, who runs it down right in front of the sideline, but taken away by Cook. Now Cook centers it off of Mattias. With 7 seconds remaining, knocked out of bounds, and that should do it for the first half, and it will, as the horn sounds and Johns Hopkins will take a 1-0 lead into the halftime break. A Katie Mackerline goal off of a penalty corner is the lone goal of this first half. It was Mackerline's 6th of the season, assisted by Sarah Mattias. And as we head to the halftime break, it's Johns Hopkins 1, Christopher Newport 0 in a top 20 matchup tonight from Homewood Field. We're going to step aside during the halftime break. When we return, first half stats and more from Homewood Field. You're watching Johns Hopkins Field Hockey on HopTV. Welcome back, everybody, to Homewood Field. The Blue Jays taking on the captains of Christopher Newport tonight from Homewood Field. The Blue Jays with a 1-0 halftime lead as we get ready to start the second half. It was Katie Mackerline off a penalty corner. She was fed the ball from Sarah Mattias, and her 6th goal of the season put Johns Hopkins on top of CNU 1-0 as we reach the halftime break. First half stats, both teams with 5 shots. Blue Jays getting the goal from Katie Mackerline, who had 2 first half shots. Mattias, Maddie Brown-Shear, and Abby Burke also credited with shots in that first half. It was Olivia Davis in goal for CNU, 2 first half saves, and obviously allowed the 1 Mackerline goal. 5 first half shots for CNU. Angelica Florendo, along with Rachel Allshouse, Ariana Samuel, Courtney Feist, and Rachel Cook, all with a shot apiece as we start this second half. Blue Jays now moving left to right across your screen, attacking in front of the Cordish Lacrosse Center in their home blue uniforms, black numbers and white trim. CNU, the black tops, white bottoms, with the dark blue lettering and white trim, now moving right to left, attacking the goal in front of the Homewood video board. It's Allshouse at midfield, knocked away by Michaela Corvey. The CNU uniforms, not the easiest numbers to read, as there's not a whole lot of contrast between those dark blue numbers and the black tops. Kennedy Johnson drops it down. Out of bounds there where Avery Seward, who's getting the start in the second half. It was Bailey Schwab who started the game, but Avery Seward back out there to start half number 2. Joined by Sarah Mattias, the center back, and Sophie Kim, the left back in the Johns Hopkins defense. Grace Hillman's your defensive midfielder. Katie Mackerline, Seema Sudgen, and Abby Burke. Also at the midfield spots, Izzy Thompson, Michaela Corvey, and Maddie Brown-Shear out there at the forward spots for Johns Hopkins. We already have a corner awarded. It'll be Johns Hopkins to take it. This time from the near side, Abby Burke will put it into play. Left or right across the top is Corvey, Mackerline, Mattias, Matty Brown Shear, and Izzy Thompson. It comes in to Corvey. And it was a false start against Johns Hopkins, so it'll be a turnover to CNU. Allshouse will drop it back to Johnson. This will be Burke on the restart. As Brown Shear to a right, tries to get it to Corvey, but knocked away by Courtney Green. Allshouse feeds it to Feist. Cleared away there by Avery Seward. Izzy Thompson, the freshman from Dallas, Texas, been fairly quiet so far tonight. Coming into today, Izzy with 10 goals on the season, just one shy of the program record for goals by a freshman. This is her to the left of the crease. Mackerline with a big swing. Was looking for her second goal. We had some showers roll through here during the halftime break, but as I look outside, it looks like the rain has subsided a bit. Temperatures starting to fall some more. Now down into the mid-50s on this Monday evening from Baltimore. This is Green at midfield. Was looking for Allshouse, but it's Hillman, the reigning Centennial Conference Defensive Player of the Week. It's always nice when some players that aren't goalkeepers get awarded with that Defensive Player of the Week nod. Back-to-back shutouts for the Blue Jays last week notched Grace Hillman the Defensive Player of the Week nod. They've now allowed just 12 shots in the last 5 halves of play. Dating back to last Wednesday, they shut out McDaniel without allowing a shot. And then they shut out Swarthmore on Saturday, surrendering just 7 shots. CNU with 5 here today. It's Burke up to Brown Shear. Chases it down inside the 25-yard line. Now brings it inside the box. Brown Shear towards the end line, trying to center it. It was Corvey there, but knocked away by Rachel Cook in a corner. It is going to be awarded to Johns Hopkins. 5.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Blue Jays continue to lead 1-0. Matt Lawrence is with you today on HopTV. Just have 2 more HopTV regular season productions. And if you're a Johns Hopkins fan, obviously hoping to be hosting the Centennial Conference Tournament as well. Mackerline shot sails wide. This is Cook on the CNU side of midfield. Nearly this entire second half has been played on the captain's defensive side of midfield. Blue Jays holding on to that 1-0 lead. Thanks to a Katie Mackerline first half goal. This time it's Burke. Johns Hopkins winners of their last 8. CNU trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Captains are coming off a 2-1 overtime loss to York. The same York team that earlier this year the Blue Jays rallied from a 4-1 deficit to knock off the Spartans 5-4 in regulation. It was the first time Johns Hopkins had ever overcome a 3-goal deficit. That same York team knocked off CNU on Saturday 2-1. I talked in the first half about the NCAA tournament implications of this one. Both teams could notch an impressive non-conference win to their resume with a win tonight. Johns Hopkins will close out the conference slate by hosting Ursinus in Gettysburg, and then they'll finish the season on the road at Franklin and Marshall. In all likelihood, that Blue Jay Diplomat game to finish the year could in all likelihood determine the regular season champion and the host of the Centennial Conference Tournament. Ball rolls over the end line, awarded to Johns Hopkins. Brown Shear steps in front of that pass from Izzy Diz. Blue Jays looking to double their lead. CNU looking to even it up. Another corner coming up for Johns Hopkins. So it's how they scored their first half goal. A Katie Mackerline goal from Sarah Mattias at the 6.5-minute mark. Made it 1-0. Now Mattias on the redirect. A good job defensively by Kennedy Johnson of stepping in the way of the rebound shot. Seward has it knocked away. It'll be run down by Grace Hillman. Take another look at that corner. It was Brown Shear on the rebounds, but Kennedy Johnson stepped in the way. And back-to-back defensive saves from the captain's defense keeps this a 1-0 game. Blue Jays looking for their third straight shutout. Mattias will let that pass roll over the end line and out of bounds once again to Johns Hopkins. We've played 11 minutes so far in the second half. Allshouse just inside of midfield. Was looking to drop it off for Cook, but taken away by Grace Hillman. Hillman to Brown Shear. Whistles one over towards Abby Burke, who tried to get it back to Brown Shear, just too strong. And it'll travel over the end line to CNU. Captains have yet to record a shot in this second half. As Seward steps in front of Johnson. A whistle for the foul, and Kennedy Johnson on a quick restart was looking for Allshouse. And again, too strong on that pass. You see on this artificial turf here at Homewood Field, when it starts to get a little wet and gets a little slick, the players sometimes have a difficult time of judging the speed on these passes. An exciting week here on the Homewood campus. On Saturday, we'll have a triple header action here from Homewood Field, beginning first with the field hockey team taking on Ursinus at 12:30. It'll be an Ursinus day all day here on Saturday, with women's soccer and men's soccer to follow. So triple header from Homewood. The Johns Hopkins men's and women's basketball teams gearing up for their first practice of the season tomorrow. As if you can believe it, in just about 2.5 weeks, both of those teams will have their first scrimmage of the season. And in a little over a month, we're going to have basketball action from Goldfarb Gymnasium on HopTV. We're excited to bring you another season of that. Between myself and Brian Stabby, we'll be giving you the play-by-play for all the Johns Hopkins men's and women's basketball games this season. As Burke takes it away at midfield. Numbers now for the Blue Jays. It's Brown Shear, drops it there for Burke. Able to get to it before it rolls over the end line. Knocked away by Rachel Cook. And out of bounds it goes.
Returning for the Blue Jays, Danica Berman.
Now it's Seward looking for Burke. Thompson giving chase. As CNU needs to get something going offensively if they're going to be able to tie this one up. Cook at midfield. Drop there, and now it's Allshouse. This is their opportunity. Mattias giving chase. It's Allshouse working against Barris, and she comes out of the net and forces the stop. What a play there by Jody Barris. Allshouse once again now centering it, and it's Mattias there to clear it away. Possession now awarded once again to Johns Hopkins, but a great defensive play by Jody Barris to keep this a 1-0 Johns Hopkins lead. This is Corvey leaving it for Mackerline. Now Mackerline working against her defender, knocked out of bounds, and a corner coming up now for the Blue Jays. It'll be Burke to take the corner for Johns Hopkins. Corvey, Mackerline, Mattias, Brown, Shear, and Thompson left or right across the top. Get it into Mackerline, takes another rip, and nearly at her second of the day. The 10th Blue Jays shot. They've now doubled up the captains in the shot column, 10-5. As that pass goes over the end line, Megan Offal will check in for Maddie Brown-Shear. Kennedy Johnson will check in for Izzy Diz. Blue Jays continue to lead at 1-0. Cook's going to be tripped up there by Hillman. And we'll see if a corner is going to be awarded. It is. So just the third penalty corner of the night coming up now for Christopher Newport. Johns Hopkins has had 7 corners to this point. The shot is going to be deflected up over the shoulder of Jody Barris. Courtney Green, the goal scorer. And we're tied at 1. Both teams getting a goal off of a penalty corner. That time it was Green stepping in the way, redirecting the shot. And just like that, the captains tie it up at 1. Timeout on the field with 16:39 to play in the second half. Christopher Newport 1, Johns Hopkins 1. Back after this, some more Blue Jay field hockey from Homewood Field. Out of the timeout, 16:39 to play in the second half. Courtney Green from Courtney Feist makes it a 1-1 game here from Homewood Field. And after the Blue Jays dominated the first 50-plus minutes of this one, it's a CNU goal off of a penalty corner. Ties us up at 1. And with 16.5 to play, now both teams looking for the go-ahead goal. We've had pretty much exactly what you could expect in a top 20 matchup on this Monday evening. Blue Jays, the 17th ranked team in the country. The captains coming in ranked number 10. And it hasn't disappointed to this point. Burke launches a pass up to Michaela Corvey, now over midfield. Makes a spin move, crosses it for Offal. And now the Blue Jays might have something cooking here. It's Offal working towards the end line. Still with it. She's looking to get the ball to Burke. Picked up there by Rachel Cook. And a whistle against Johns Hopkins will give it back to CNU. Seward finds Corvey and taking off her stick there. It's Courtney Green. Sends this pass down the right sideline where it'll be picked up by Sophie Kim. Maddie Brown-Shear back in for Megan Ophel. Cook battles there with Sudgen, and possession's going to be awarded to CNU. Under 15 minutes to play now. Johns Hopkins 1, Christopher Newport 1. Katie Mackerline gave the Blue Jays a 1-0 lead in the first half. But a Courtney Green goal at the 16:32 mark of half number 2 has evened this all up at 1. And this is Green right here. Burke now with it, trying to find Corvey. As the ball rolls over the end line and out of bounds. Blue Jays leading in the shot column 10-7. Both Olivia Davis and Jody Barris have recorded 3 saves on the afternoon. And the Blue Jays with a 7-3 advantage in the penalty corners. Both teams with 1 goal coming off of their corner attempts. Angelica Florendo into the game, number 8 in black for CNU. This is Feist feeding it for Florendo. Mattias is able to get in the way of that pass and intercept it. Abby Burke right now appears to be pressing a little bit on the offensive end. Some passes that we've been accustomed to the Blue Jays making have just been a little off over the last 10 minutes.
Returning for the captains, 22, Sarah Kuhn.
Sarah Kuhn will check in for Christopher Newport. Katie Mackerline at midfield awaiting the check-in as well. Seema Sudgen checks out. Mackerline back in. Seward clears it away, but out of bounds. Now Corvey bats it down, but the whistle against Johns Hopkins gives it back to Christopher Newport, where Kennedy Johnson will put it back into play. Now it's Green working against Thompson. Inside, Mattias is able to get a stick on it. The backhand swing there, cleared away by Burke. Picked up by Brown-Shear over midfield. And stepping up is Britton Muir to clear it away. Looked like Johns Hopkins potentially was going to have a chance that time. Knocked out of bounds by CNU. Burke's pass is intercepted. And Johnson knocks it out of bounds. Sudgen, who just came out of the game, is now back out in midfield, so a quick drink, quick breather. And she'll check in at the next opportunity. This is Berman. Left there for Kim. And stepping up is Rachel Cook to knock it away. 10.5 minutes to play. Johns Hopkins and Christopher Newport remain tied at 1. You're watching Blue Jay Field Hockey here on HopTV. Matt Lawrence with you on this Monday evening from Homewood Field. Corvey looking for Brown Shear. Cleared away there. It was Diz giving chase at midfield, but couldn't quite get to it, so it'll be Avery Seward on the restart. Elise Tran, along with Seema Sudgeon, will be checking in for Johns Hopkins. Diz takes it away, and the foul call goes against the Blue Jays. Now Burke, a great touch that time by Brown Shear to keep it in. Now Brown Shear inside, a diving save made by Davis. Both goaltenders have had a couple great defensive stands. We near the 9-minute mark in the second half. Burke to Thompson. And the whistle against Brown Shear will give it back to the captains. 11 shots for Johns Hopkins, 8 shots for Christopher Newport. Mackerline, the goal scorer for the Blue Jays. Courtney Green, the goal scorer for Christopher Newport. This is Hillman stepping up to intercept the pass. Over midfield she goes. And Burke's pass skips up off the face of Rachel Cook. Possession awarded to the Blue Jays, and they'll quickly restart. Inside, Brown Shear. Backhanded shot. And a foul call against Johns Hopkins. Alshouse will chase after this one. Mattias is there for the Blue Jays. And smartly lets it roll over the end line and quickly will get it back in play. Flops one up towards Danica Berman. Now Hillman. And a great job that time to knock the pass down by Courtney Feist. Feist working there against Hillman. And the whistle against Hillman. It was Courtney Feist on the assist of the Courtney Green goal earlier at the 16:32 mark of the second half. And now another penalty corner coming up for CNU. .6:45 to play. And a big play coming up. They get it into Cook. Cook back to Feist. Feist on the redirect. It's still alive. And the foul call against CNU will give possession back to Johns Hopkins. Or they'll give it, it looks like they'll give it to the captains. Inside, Barris is able to get a pad on it. Hillman runs it down. Didn't hear a whistle. And now Corvey. Corvey has it poked away. Looking for Tran, and that's going to be too long. Again over the end line and out of bounds. Seema Sudgeon will check in for Danica Berman. Izzy Thompson still on the sideline. So it's Tran, Corvey, and Brown Shear at the forward spot. Alshouse is going to run this one down towards the near end line. Mattias clears it away. Mattias, Kim, and Seward are your defenders. And it's Burke, Mackerline, Hillman, and Sudgen back at the midfield spot. This is Green. Inside, Allshouse collects it. Barris trying to kick it away. Deflected off of Ariana Samuel. And possession back to Johns Hopkins. Kim has her pass intercepted. Now with it is Rachel Cook. Cook being shadowed by Mackerline. Clock ticks under 4.5 minutes to play. That one goes over the stick of Feist and out of bounds. Almost 4 minutes remaining in this top 20 matchup from Homewood Field. And now Hillman runs off to the Johns Hopkins sideline, appearing to be in at least some discomfort, being attended to by head trainer Brad Mountcastle on the Blue Jays sideline. This is Feist, guarded by Burke. And another corner coming up now for CNU. Mattias Sudgen are your Flyers. The pass comes in. They drop it all the way back. Centering pass goes into the goal, but a whistle goes against CNU. And they'll wave it off. Burke was looking for Corvey. Pass was too strong and out of bounds. 2.5 minutes away from overtime here at Homewood Field. For the Blue Jays, it'll be their first time going to overtime since the season opener, when they knocked off Washington and Lee by a score of 1-0. Inside, it's Corvey. The shot goes wide and out of bounds. Christopher Newport is coming off of their second overtime game of the season, a 2-1 loss to York, where a penalty stroke with 4.5 minutes left in the overtime period gave the Spartans a 2-1 lead. They also knocked off Mary Washington 2-1 in penalty strokes back on September 30th. So a 1-1 overtime record for CNU, a 1-0 overtime record for Johns Hopkins. 90 seconds remaining now from Homewood Field. Blue Jays 1, Captains 1. Both sides looking for the go-ahead goal. It's Berman who had checked in for Grace Hillman, who now appears to be back up onto her feet. Corvey loses the handle, and the whistle against Johns Hopkins.
1 minute remaining in regulation.
Under a minute to play now. Johnson's pass is knocked away there by Seward. And now Burke whistled for the foul. 40 seconds remaining. Johnson sends this one down, knocked away by Seward, and cleared out of bounds. Burke deflects that pass. And now with 15 seconds to play, All's house battling against Mattias. And cleared away there. Are we going to have a penalty corner? We are not. Wait. And it looks like a corner is going to be awarded to CNU. So one last chance here in regulation. Blue Jays need to come up with a defensive stand to force overtime. A free play coming up. They get it into Feist. Feist takes a big swing, knocked down by Sudgen. And free play number 2 coming up. When a penalty corner is awarded, there can be no time remaining. So we're going to have another one. Everybody on the CNU sideline. Knocked away. Still with it is CNU. And now a third one is coming up. Everybody on the field surrounding the arc for CNU. It's a 10-on-4. Again, it's Feist. Rips it, and it goes wide, and we are heading to overtime here at Homewood Field. Blue Jays won, Captains won. Back after this with overtime action from Homewood Field when we return on HopTV. Well, we have free hockey for everybody on this Monday night from Baltimore. Johns Hopkins, Christopher Newport, a top 20 matchup heading to overtime here at Homewood Field. It was the Blue Jays getting a first-half goal from Katie Mackerline to take a 1-0 halftime lead. They held that lead till nearly midway through the second half before Courtney Green off a feed from Courtney Feist made it a 1-1 tie. And that's where we currently stand heading into overtime. The Blue Jays, just their second overtime game of the season, their first since the season opener when they knocked off 20th ranked Washington and Lee 1-0. It was Michaela Corvy's welcoming to Homewood when she scored just 6 minutes into the overtime period. It was her first goal of the season, the first goal of the season for Johns Hopkins. So they have a 1-0 overtime record this year. Christopher Newport, this is their third overtime game of the season. Inside, it's Corvey. And you'll notice a few less players out there on the field now. So it's 2 10-minute overtime periods, sudden victory, and also 7-on-7. So 6 position players and a goalie for each side. Similar to the way in ice hockey, they do 3-on-3 in overtime. So a much faster paced game. As Green's pass heads over the end line. Johns Hopkins will send out Sarah Mattias, Katie Mackerline, Seema Sudgen, Grace Hillman, Izzy Thompson, and Michaela Corvey. Blue Jays attacking left to right, Captains attacking right to left. First goal for either side will win it. And for CNU, now back-to-back overtime games, as they're coming off a 2-1 overtime loss to York. This is Mackerline. Slides past her defender. No whistle. The whole Johns Hopkins sideline pleading for a call, and they're not going to get it. Grace Hillman is back on the field after leaving at the end of the second half with an apparent injury, but she's back out there, appears to be at full strength. During that little intermission between the end of regulation and overtime, it was Grace Hillman over in the Johns Hopkins huddle, quite animated as she led the Blue Jay huddle. Now Allshouse has her pass knocked down by Mattias. A great defensive stop there from Mattias, as Rachel Cook would have been all alone down the center of the field. But Hillman, the senior captain for this Blue Jay team, and really took control of that huddle. Allshouse is able to knock down that pass. Looks to whip one down the field, but it's knocked away there by Seema Sudgeon. Now Mackerline misplays it. Takes it off the stick of Allshouse. Michaela Corvey. Inside, it's knocked away as she regains control once again. Battle for possession, and cleared away that time by the captains. We've already played about 3.5 minutes in this first overtime period. If we play 10 minutes without a winner, we'll play another 10-minute sudden victory overtime period before heading to penalty strokes. Captains with an opportunity here. Looks like Rachel Cook was asking for a call, kind of stopped playing, and now substitutions coming in for Johns Hopkins. Sophie Kim checks in. Abby Burke will check in as well on the restart. This is Burke. And just takes it right at her defender, Courtney Feist. And a corner now coming up for the Blue Jays. It'll be Burke to take the corner. Corvey, Mattias, and Thompson surround the arc. Hillman about 6 yards behind them. Sophie Kim is dropped all the way back to protect on the defensive side. Now Mattias skips it over the stick of Corvey, and a wasted opportunity there for the Blue Jays. Now it's Christopher Newport with it. Feist down the left hash mark. Feist inside, still with it, backhands it, and Barris. A chest save to keep it alive. Now it's Brown Shear. A breakaway. She sends it out in front of her. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Davis comes out to make the stop. Is it going to be a penalty stroke awarded? It looks like it's just going to be a corner. Take another look. It was Maddie Brown Shear all alone against Davis, who comes out of the net and trips her up. They get it into Mattias. Mattias. And knocked away and cleared up to Allshouse. Now a 3-on-1 the other way. Hillman is able to run it down along the right sideline, clears it back towards midfield and onto the stick of Abby Burke. And now Mattias will sprint off to the sideline. Avery Seward will check in. Important on this 7-on-7 to keep bringing in fresh legs. There are 5 Blue Jays at midfield, awaiting the check-in at any moment. Samuel was looking for Lewis. It's going to be knocked away by Sophie Kim, but picked up once again by Samuel. Samuel finds Alshouse, and Hillman is there to intercept the pass. Under 3 minutes to play in this first overtime period. Johns Hopkins 1, Christopher Newport 1. First one to score wins. It's Berman against Feist. Feist is able to beat Kim. Drops it to Alshouse. Out comes Barris in a collision outside of the crease. Berman clears it away. And now Courtney Green on the restart. Gets by Burke. Green inside. Knocked down by Seward. Kicked away by Barris. And with it now is Burke. It's Brown Shear on the left hash mark. Berman checks out. Hillman checks out. In comes Izzy Thompson. Now Thompson. Her pass initially knocked away. Regained. Brown Shear inside. And the goal for Johns Hopkins. They win it. Maddie Brown Shear in overtime. And the Blue Jays with a big top 20 win over a non-conference opponent. Take another look. It was Thompson to Brown Shear. Beats Davis. And the Blue Jays with a much-needed win in their non-conference season finale. They win it in overtime. Final score, Johns Hopkins 2, Christopher Newport 1. Happy birthday, Jane Wells. The Blue Jays win it in overtime.
Assisted by number 10, Izzy Thompson. Final score, Johns Hopkins.
Brown Shear on the goal, Izzy Thompson on the assist. And with 1:42 seconds left in the overtime period, Johns Hopkins knocks off Christopher Newport. Final score, Blue Jays 2, Captains 1. And now Johns Hopkins moves to 2-0 in overtime games this season. And 13-1 overall. A much-needed resume booster for the Blue Jays as Maddie Brown Shear in overtime scores the game winner, and Johns Hopkins sends head coach Jane Wells off with the best birthday gift she could ask for on this Monday night from Homewood Field. What a game that we had this evening. The Blue Jays will return home again on Saturday when they'll take on Ursinus for a 12:30 start from Homewood Field. They'll take on Ursinus on Saturday, Gettysburg next week, again here at home before finishing the season a week from Saturday on the road at Franklin and Marshall. As down on the field, they're singing happy birthday to their fearless leader. As we hope you can possibly pick up that audio from the field. But Maddie Brown Shear with the game winner for Johns Hopkins. Her 12th point of the season. And the Blue Jays knock off 10th ranked Christopher Newport by a final score of 2-1. That's all the time we have tonight from Homewood Field. We thank everybody for tuning in on HopTV. Our camera operator this evening was Maddie Wanaka. Our graphics coordinator and producer was Lena Kim. Our statisticians were Lauren Delapoli and Jill Geis. And my name's Matt Lawrence saying good night from Homewood Field. Final score, Johns Hopkins 2, Christopher Newport 1. Maddie Brown Shear with the game winner in overtime, and the Blue Jays move to 13-1 on the regular season. Good night, everybody, and go Hop!